Hi Libra, let's see what the cards have for you for June. We're doing a Celtic cross spread, and whoa, center of the spread, you've got the 10 of Swords. Big message there. 8 of Cups in the challenge. Death. Wow, what's going on, Libra? You've got the Page of Wands, 5 of Cups. The Empress, well, that's a good sign. 2 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Emperor, nice. And your outcome position is the 2 of Wands. Interesting spread. Okay, bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess. Very important message. She's been coming up quite a bit in my reads for June, all about your intuition. But before we get to that main spread, let me pull some oracle cards. Now, I've shuffled all of these decks already. So first card to come out from the Enchanted Forest Oracle is Peaceful Hut. Find solace and serenity in the quiet moments of retreat. Really beautiful. We could all use a good retreat every now and then. And with all of the energies going on at the moment, I would say June is a good time to find some solace and serenity. From your Spirit Animals Oracle, I actually had a card pop out twice while I was shuffling, so I figured it needed to come out for you, Libra. You have the Lynx, Keeper of Secrets. So beautiful. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowledge. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Wow, that really goes hand in hand with that peaceful heart. Finding solace, solitude, quiet moments of retreat, silence and solitude, very, very much hand in hand. And they match very well with this High Priestess energy. She's, as I said, oh my goodness, underneath the High Priestess, you have the Judgment card, followed by the Ace of Wands. You're going through something quite big. And I mean, I already saw that in your spread, particularly with that Death card there. So this Judgment card was under the High Priestess. So it's not prominent in your life right now, but it's definitely in the background. And this High Priestess is, as I said, very much saying to rely on your intuition this month. Whenever you find yourself at a crossroads or in times of challenge, firstly, definitely take some time out, find some solitude and serenity, and then trust your intuition. Try to hear that quiet inner voice, that little nudge from within you that's guiding you on which direction to take, which decision to make, how you move forward. In the main part of your spread, obviously, as I said, the heart of your spread, you have this 10 of Swords. This doesn't really surprise me, considering you do have that Judgment card under that High Priestess. That 10 of Swords is very much about the death of the ego. As you can see, the physical body has died, but the sun is starting to rise in the background, and his hand is in the position of the Hierophant's hand. It's the same hand gesture that the Hierophant makes. This is very much about an awakening. This is the death of the ego, the death of a lower version of yourself, and the birth of something new, something better and higher. This is the stage before this huge Judgment card, which is a full awakening. Now, this is a challenge on its own to go through this, and your actual challenge position card is the 8 of Cups. This is telling me that you need to let something go. You need to walk away from something. You know this because you have the 5 of Cups in the crown of your spread. There's something that you're mourning, grieving, something that's basically already let go of you, and now you need to let go of it. You need to walk away from those things that are no longer serving you, that are not giving you the satisfaction, the joy, and the benefits in your life that perhaps they once were. But you're resisting this. This card in this position says to me that you know that it's time to move on, but you're just having trouble letting go. And look, I understand if you're going through a major rebirth, it's already so dramatic. It can be hard to let go of those things that it's time to let go of, that are just familiar. They're sort of comfortable. Even if they're not great for you, if the situation is not the best for you, it can still be hard to let go because they're comfortable and familiar, and change is always a challenge. But you've got change coming in your recent past. With this Page of Wands, you've already started a new adventure. You've set your sights on a new path, and you've taken action to start bringing it in. So you've actually initiated this change. You may not have been aware of how big this change was. So you've initiated it, but what it's leading to is obviously the death of this ego, some kind of loss or grief, letting go of something and needing to walk away from it, because, you know, even at the bottom of the spread, this death card is massive. This death card is reflecting that death of the ego in the Ten of Swords. It's a huge, massive transformation, a dramatic ending, a huge shift going on. It's still, because it's at the bottom of the spread, it's still slightly under the surface at the moment. I feel like you're aware of it. This is usually the unconscious, so you're not consciously aware of it going on, but some part of you seems to understand it just because it's underneath that Ten of Swords. You know, this is a big deal, and because you've got the Eight of Cups and the Five of Cups. The Eight of Cups is basically the graduation from this Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is still a bit of hanging on to the grief, to the loss. The Eight of Cups is releasing it. The fact it's in your challenge means that you're not quite ready to let it go, but it's important that you do in order to move on. And this Death card underneath those three very, very challenging and transformative cards is telling me that this is a very, very big transformation for you. So you're aware at some level that this is going on. Otherwise, this Death card wouldn't have appeared at all. But the degree to which this change is happening and that the big transformation that's going on beneath the surface isn't yet fully manifest. But it's all going on. This whole center line here is what's happening around you and within you right now. And it's quite a big deal. Because these are all together, it's all kind of happening at once. But this through line is actually very, very positive. This is the driver of what's taking place. It's like the page has started out on this journey, but before he's got very far, he's hit this wall. And this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to change in order for him to shift from here to this Empress, from this Page of Wands to this Empress energy. So once you shift out of all of this and allow this death to actually transform whatever it needs to transform in you, you're going to come out as the Empress. And how beautiful this is. She's full of creativity and abundance. She's birthing something new into the world. I mean, it can literally be a birth. You could actually be giving birth, or there could be the birth of a child around you that's very connected to you. But I'm actually feeling much more that this is about you. It's like you're birthing yourself into a higher state of consciousness, into a higher state of being. You're finding your creativity and your center and your groundedness, and you're feeling just more present in your life and in your world. In order to get to this space with all of this going on in the center, I'm very much being drawn back to both that High Priestess and the two Oracle cards. You know, take time out, find some solace, find some serenity, find some solitude, find your tranquility, your serenity, and reconnect in with your higher intuition and your heart space, just to ground yourself, to recenter yourself. You'll be able to process this much more easily if you do tap into your intuition, and this Empress will come forward much more quickly. Now, your advice card is this Two of Pentacles. This is a very interesting card. Normally it's about weighing things up. For you in this position, what I'm feeling is it's about you finding balance, juggling the things in your life that need to be juggled, weathering the storms, the ups and downs. You can see in the background these ships on the very high seas. Just finding your balance with everything that you're juggling in your life, and making sure that you make time to take this solitude, to find these moments of solace and serenity in quiet moments of retreat with that Peaceful Heart card. So if you can make space for that, that's what this advice is saying. Make space for that in amongst all the other things that you're juggling. It's going to be really important to help you move through this month of June. Even if you're really busy, you've got a very busy life. We've all got obligations and duties and responsibilities and just things we have to do, things we want to do, and we try to fit them into the few hours of every day. This whole spread is telling me that the most important thing for you to do is to make time for that High Priestess, make time for this energy, for this quiet retreat. Remember what it says with the links. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. This will help you manage and work through all the other things that you're juggling. So that Two of Pentacles, very much saying, try to make space for yourself as well as for everything else that you're doing. Okay, your external factors, you have the Page of Swords. You've got someone sort of bringing in a little bit of inspiration, some kind of new idea that is going to sort of sweep in and give you a little bit of a lift. There's a feeling of optimism, positivity, and just inspiration from someone quite youthful around you, someone who has a youthful energy. There's a flavor of you remembering what it's like to have that youthful inspiration, that youthful excitement and exhilaration of following a new idea and getting excited about possibilities. So that's what is coming in for you. It feels like once you move through all of this transformation, you start settling into this gentle, grounded, comforting Empress energy. You'll have space within and within your life to actually welcome in this new inspiration and this vibrant hope and optimism for the future. So definitely keep yourself open to that. Your hopes and fears, you have the Emperor. Now, if he'd appeared in any other position, I would say this is a huge power couple and there's someone, really supporting you. But in this position, what it's feeling like is that this is kind of what you're wanting. You're wanting this authority and sovereignty over your own life. You're wanting someone who's on your side. You want to be able to do what you want to do on your own terms. And I feel like because he's in this position, it's telling me that this has shaken you a fair bit. This column of the Ten of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Death card. This column of transformation, we'll call it. I feel like it's probably shaken you a bit, that you're probably someone who is perhaps used to having a bit more control over the direction of your life, and this has thrown you off balance a bit, this column of transformation. And what you're wanting is to have that stability and sovereignty back, that control over your destiny and your life once more. And that is coming back in. It's coming in, but it's actually going to be new and fresh, and it's going to be a lot more grounded and stable and a lot more heart-centered with that Empress. It feels like you're going to be shifting out of a more surface and even colder level of sovereignty to something much warmer and deeper and more grounded. And that will allow you to move forward into something that's brand new, which is why you have this incredible Two of Wands. This one's been coming up a lot for my June reads. There's something about everyone being on the threshold of making a decision to move forward in a new direction in their life. He's standing at the precipice of a brand new adventure. He's got the world at his fingertips, the world at his feet. This wand behind him symbolizes the past. So you could take a step back, settle into your old comforts. It's something that you know, but it's kind of boring and dull and and less satisfying. You know what's there. You know what's in the past. Try and let that go and move forward into this brand new adventure. This card is just saying the world is at your feet. It's your decision. It's your decision to make. You could go either way at this point, but given what you've gone through with this transformation and this journey through here that you started with this Page of Wands, I really feel like your best option is to actually be brave and take the step forward. It's interesting you have two twos here. There is a little bit of decision making, weighing things up through this month, balancing things, letting yourself find the space and the time with that peaceful heart and that Keeper of Secrets, finding the time to connect in with yourself, that High Priestess, to tune into what you really, really want and what's going to make you happy at the depths of your being. Not just the idea of happiness, but what you truly, deeply want. That's what this Empress is really saying. She's not going to be satisfied with crumbs. She wants the world, and she can have the world because she's so connected. She's got that golden scepter which connects her to that beautiful golden light around her. She's got quite a high spiritual connection. Really nicely matched with that High Priestess energy. All right, let me pull some clarifiers for you so that I can get you a little bit more advice about what to do and how to navigate all of this energy. First of all, I'm going to obviously pull on that Ten of Swords because that's quite a big one. What I might do is pull on the Ten of Swords and then that Eight of Cups just to see what it is you're needing to let go. Three of Wands, interesting. The Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. I'm going to keep pulling before I read on that. Oops. Okay, so these all fell out just after this one jumped out. The Nine of Pentacles, really nice, interesting energy there. It's all very positive. So whatever this Ten of Swords is, it's meant to shift you into something better, which I already knew. I could feel that. I could feel that there was something more positive coming out of it, especially with that Empress energy. The Ace of Swords, interesting. Okay. So clarifying that Ten of Swords, this feels to me with that Three of Wands, as I said, with that Page of Wands, you've started a new adventure. This Three of Wands, it's like, it almost feels like you rushed into something, or you jumped enthusiastically into something. Not so much rushed into it, but you were very enthusiastic and you took steps towards it. And then this Three of Wands is suddenly pulled on the reins. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not quite ready for this. I just need to take a step back. And somehow that's triggered this whole Ten of Swords energy, which is that death of the ego. It's like everything's kind of collapsed on top of you from your old life, and it's made you realize, okay, this is a big ending. Am I ready for this? With the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, what I'm feeling is you can see the possibilities. This Nine of Pentacles is about independence, connection. She's very much connected with that Empress energy, very grounded, earthy, comfort-filled energy, this independence and pride in how far you've come and what you've accomplished. That is what you want. But what I'm sensing is that you've pulled on the reins for whatever this new adventure is, because this is what you're used to. You're used to having these comforts and this independence. It's something you're familiar with, and you're good here. You feel good here. But now all of this change is coming in. It's shaking you up, which is why you've got this whole column going on here. What I can say is that while this Nine of Pentacles is wonderful, this Empress is so much greater. This is a minor arcana. The Empress is a powerful major arcana card. This is the energy that you want, and this is what you can get if you allow yourself to shift away just a little bit from this Nine of Pentacles. Follow this inspiration that's come in with that Ace of Swords. See how it's pointing away from this Nine of Pentacles and towards this the Empress energy. This is all telling me that you've made the decision. You started something, that Page of Wands, put on the reins because you're already quite comfortable. You're not sure you're ready to shift things up, but this arrow's saying, yep, it's time to move on. Follow your inspiration. Follow the light that you've felt within that sparked this new adventure, because it's leading you to something so much better. Let me pull on that Eight of Cups now. I want to see what it is that you're letting go of, that you're needing to walk away from. If there's any advice for this, or just any more clarity that we can gain on that Eight of Cups energy. It's very connected with that Five of Cups as well, as I said. And of course that Death card. Such a big transformation for you, Libra. Wow. The Eight of Swords is clarifying the Eight of Cups. That is very interesting. That's telling me that the resistance you're feeling to walking away from this is very much what's going on mentally. It's not anything that's going on around you. It's actually your own thoughts that are sort of keeping you bound in place and unable to actually walk away from this. You know it's time to walk away. You know that there's something you need to walk away from, but you're caught in that comfort of familiarity, even if there's something so much better waiting for you. That something better is still at the moment in the future, and the future is it can be very uncertain. So it's sometimes easier to stay with the familiar, even if it's not providing everything that you want. And look, honestly, I mean, you're at that you've got that Two of Wands in your outcome. If you're comfortable where you were or where you are in your current situation or your past situation, there's nothing to say that you can't stay there. It looks really good to me. It's just these cards are telling me there is something greater that's coming in for you if you are brave enough to take the step and accept something new. But, you know, you can weigh things up. This Two of Pentacles, everything I said about the Two of Pentacles before as your advice still holds. But what I'm seeing here now, it's also telling me that there is actually a bit of weighing up that you need to do to decide whether you do want to step forward into something brand new, this adventure that you started recently, or if you want to stay in your familiar comforts and actually step back towards that other wand behind you. The Justice card flipped over. Yeah, this is very much about finding balance. So regardless of whether you move forward or stick with what you know, this Eight of Cups clarified by the Justice, this is saying that this needs to be dealt with. This is something that must be brought to the surface so that you can find balance and move forward. The Justice does not allow things to lie. It's not about finding a comfortable solution and just ignoring the past and ignoring what you've gone through. This is bringing it to the surface so that it can be seen and balanced, and you can move forward with full clarity and awareness of what's going on. Very much what that Eight of Swords is saying as well. You need to look at yourself, look at the reflection of her in that pond. This is very much this peaceful heart, keeper of secrets, and high priestess. You need to know what's going on within you and process it fully so that you can move on whichever direction you choose to take, because she's got those two lanterns. They're both balanced. You can choose to go in either direction. This is not saying one way or the other, but what it is saying is that you need to process this and walk away from whatever is no longer serving you. It's time to let this thing go, because whatever decision you make, you're not going to be able to properly move forward until that's been released. One final card for the Eight of Cups. Oh, the Three of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely something that needs to be processed. You've had a lot of challenging cards through this center column here. Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Swords. This is all very much saying there's something inside you that needs to be processed. This Three of Swords, very connected to this Five of Cups. There's some grief, some part of your life, some part of you that's hurt you, that's sort of weighing on you, that you need to let go of. It's okay to grieve, obviously. Take the time you need to grieve. In fact, take all the time you can to be on your own to grieve and process this, but do so in a way that allows you to walk away from it, to let it go, to move forward from it. You can still hold love in your heart for something and release the grief surrounding its loss. That's what this is saying. Process the grief. Let it evolve in the way it's meant to. Try not to hold on too tightly, because that's going to keep you stuck in this Five of Cups, Eight of Cups, death energy for a really long time. And this transformation really, really wants to happen. It wants to move you into that Empress energy. So yeah, processing whatever's going on beneath the surface as much as you can. I feel like that's enough to explain that Five of Cups now. I'm going to move on to that Two of Wands. I'd like to see if there's anything more that I can tell you about what's coming in and what advice the cards can offer about which decision to make. I'm very much feeling pushed to tell you to take a step forward rather than going backwards, but it is really up to you. Now, the Six of Cups just flipped over. It's a really beautiful card. It's about reconnection with past loved ones, with old flames. It's a bit of a soulmates, twin flame kind of card. It's also reconnecting with your childhood innocent loves, not necessarily of people, but just something that made you feel joyful and free as a child without any hang-ups. I'm not connecting it so much yet to that Two of Wands, but we just had the Judgment come out. Remember, you've got the Judgment under this High Priestess energy. It was hidden here. It's turned up in your outcome. So this was wanting to come to the surface, this Judgment card over here. The fact that it's come up in your outcome is telling me that this is a very important decision that you're having to make. And now I'm feeling like the Six of Cups is saying, in order to determine what decision you do need to make, whether you move forward or stick with what you know, stay with what's tried and true, go within, check in with your heart, really connect with those things that just bring you joy without any expectation apart from joy, apart from pleasure, apart from loving this moment, this connection that you have. It could be with a person from your past, could be with a pet, could be with a hobby, It could just be walking in nature, whatever it is that allows you to connect in with your heart and that space of centeredness and feeling whole and at peace. When you're in that space, that's when you'll be able to make this decision with clarity. And it's really important that you do this because this is a really big deal. That Judgment card is, as I said, it's a rebirth, it's a reawakening. If we have a look at the card from the Rider-Waite Tarot, this angel, so you have angelic protection. This, as I said, it's a big deal. And the angels are watching over this for you because they want you to come at this from a space of clarity and understanding of how important this is. This angel is calling the dead back to life with this trumpet. It's massive. It's a rebirth, a reawakening. It's like the birth of a new you. The old you died in this Ten of Swords card, right back in the heart of your spread. That's why you had to go through this whole column of transformation process with all of this internal processing that you were going through, because it's time for an awakening, a rebirth. And I can tell you that even if you choose to step back and stay in your old life, your old comforts and way of doing things, or your old job, your old relationship, whatever it is that you're having to make this decision around, this Judgment is saying, even if you stick with that, it's going to be different for you going forward, because this is a new version of you. It's a higher version of you, and it's a higher version of your life. So nothing is ever really going to be the same. So whichever decision you make, this is telling me it's almost not going to matter, except in your heart. Either way, you are going to be changed as a result of this whole process. So big stuff happening for you, Libra. And you're not alone. This is the kind of message I've been getting throughout this whole year. It's been building and building and building as the year's gone on. And June is, wow, it's like a big, massive transformation. And from what I understand, because I'm not an astrologer, obviously, but Saturn moving into Aries is causing a lot of transformation for everyone in a big way. So I'm kind of not surprised that this is going on. You got the Page of Swords again. Oh, wow. And you've got the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So you have two cards repeating now. You've got the Empress twice, very much telling me that this is the new life that you're heading into. You've got the Wheel of Fortune under there and the Ace of Cups. This is a destiny moment. The wheel is turning. It's time for you to make this decision and to move forward. Whichever direction you're taking, it's time to walk forward. And the Page of Swords you have twice now. This is this fresh new inspiration, this new burst of energy, of new ideas, of excitement and youthful optimism. He's preparing himself to fire that arrow, but this is the time where you can kind of take a breath, connect in with your heart, take a breath to figure out where it is that you want to aim this arrow, where is it you want to go. I definitely haven't got clarity about which decision is best going forward, sticking with the old. All I'm getting is that this decision needs to come from your heart. Whichever you decide, it's going to be hugely transformative. You're going to be hugely transformed. And to take a breath, to allow yourself to feel that inspiration, to connect in with your higher intuition, that High Priestess, and allow that arrow to fly. Once you've made the decision, allow that arrow to fly in the direction that you choose. Let me pull 3 final message cards for you, Libra. Yet another massive read. I feel like I've been saying that all year. My reads are not normally this massive. A lot of the time I get quite simple reads for people that just, everyday sorts of things, but these are just getting bigger and bigger as this year has gone on. There's so much transformative energy around at the moment. The Judgment card has been coming up more than I've ever seen it. So it's quite powerful. And the fact you've got the Empress twice is so positive. You really are moving into a really wonderful phase of your life. Okay, 2 of them popped out. The Temperance and the 7 of Pentacles. Yep, absolutely. Find your balance. Take some time out. With those 3 cards that are overseeing the whole read, this Temperance card is definitely saying, you've got another angel here, by the way, definitely saying find your balance. Take some time out. This is also saying to try to allow the unconscious to become conscious, the unmanifest to become manifest. This is reiterating what I was saying about all of these cards in the center here, go within and actually look at what you're feeling inside to allow yourself to process this grief and move on from those things that aren't serving you any longer. This Seven of Pentacles is kind of saying the same thing. Take some time out to assess where you are now, where you've come from, and whether you want to continue in the same direction or move on to a different path. Very much reflecting what was being said with that outcome. So yeah, just take some time out, find your balance. Again, finding a balance with that Two of Pentacles. That's exactly what I was feeling with that one originally. One final card. Oh, the Devil just jumped out. Really interesting card to end with. I might need to pull one more card on that. So the Devil is about breaking free of old habits, old chains. This is so much saying that this is what needs to happen through this center column of transformation. You need to break out of your old patterns. Even if you do decide to stick with what's tried and true, that decide to stick with the old relationship, the old job, the old house, the old hobby, whatever it is that's represented by basically this wand here in the background and behind our little man there. Whatever this is, even if you choose to stick with the old and not go forward, as I said with that Judgment card, you are going to be transformed by this whole process. And the way that's going to happen is that you need to break out of these chains. You need to break out of your old habits, your old patterns, your old way of dealing with anxieties or stresses or people or situations. You need to find a new way of dealing with your life and with the world. And the way you can do that is take time out. Connect in with your intuition, connect in with your heart, that Six of Cups, find your balance, and just be with you. Trust that your inner heart knows what it truly wants. Allow this transformation to happen in its own way and in its own time. And as much as you can, be mindful of falling back into old habits. And when I say old habits, I think I've explained it enough, but I'm not just talking about bad habits like drinking too much or smoking or texting while driving or whatever you think is the bad habit kind of representation. The thing I'm talking about is more your interactions with the world, those old patterns that have been ingrained and programmed into us from childhood by our family, our friends, the media, just life in general. Those habits of reacting to people and reacting to situations in a way that keeps us feeling small. Break out of these chains and recognize how big you can really be. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. Amazing. This is quite a big shift in energy, but this is very much saying that you're steering this ship. You've got the reins here. This is also about, because this is another representative of the two, the duality, the Two of Pentacles, that Two of Wands up here. You get to choose which direction you want to go. The best way forward is to actually get them running in the same direction. It can be quite a fast moving energy, and you've got the Knight of Swords under that, which is the fastest card in the deck. That Knight is very, very fast and can be quite reckless. The Chariot is fast and it can pull you in two different directions. So hold on to those reins, find your balance, find your center and your steadiness, and you'll be able to drive that Chariot straight forward. Okay, Libra, I wish you all the best for June. It looks like yet another big month, and I hope it's a good one for you. Thanks.